recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivia Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivia Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
Take these broken wings, it's Mister!
Broken wings.
Son of a bee sting!
Chris.
I thought it was about a tree falling. I thought it was talking about a person going down. Oh, no. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Carmela.
My vodka's telling me that no, they didn't.
And the answer is yes, they were in 1854.
You lied to me!
Ben.
Jonathan was literally about to break things. He wasn't kidding. He was about to get it from his desk and destroy something valuable.
And the rest of the Trivia Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan, and I am here today with Erin Barkley. Hello, Erin.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello. Nick Groves is with us today. Hey, Nick.
Hi.
Hello. We have two really great guests who are probably just going to carry their teams today. Adam Holquist is with us today. Hey, Adam.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. And C. Rob Dimitri is with us. Hey, C. Rob.
Hello. It's great to be here.
It is great to have you here, and I want to get to know both of you a little bit better. So, Adam, we'll start with you. I want you to tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
My name is Adam Holquist. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. I work as an environmental engineer. I work for the state of Pennsylvania and also play a lot of music. And something fun about me is I've started hosting a pub quiz in the last 2 months here at one of our local distilleries here in town, hosting an every other week pub quiz.
How's it going?
Nice.
It's going great. I'm writing it myself and hosting, rather than one of those franchise companies, which I know all of us love some of. But yeah, writing it myself, hosting it myself, and we've had great turnout so far. Usually like about 15 teams in a pretty small building.
That's great.
And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Had good response. It's a lot of work, but
it is a ton of work,
but also a lot of fun.
Great job, dude. That's awesome. All right, I love that. So, and then C. Rob, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
C. Rob Dimitri. I'm from Los Angeles. I work for a little production and management company here. I mostly deal with writers and directors in TV and film. And the other thing I do with most of my day is just track how often my two dogs have pooped. I do a lot of thinking about that, worrying about whether or not they've pooped yet today. But something fun about myself, I did think of a fun little fact the audience might enjoy. I've gotten to go to the Oscars a few times in person because of my spouse's work connections, and that's a lot of fun.
Wow.
So you're in the production business, or the business of dealing with writers and whatnot, and it's your spouse's connections that are getting you invited to the Oscars.
Yeah, my spouse, MB, works for the Musicians Union and does a lot of stuff with live TV contracts. So like the performers on the Oscars, like overseeing that, making sure they're in compliance. And so, yeah, we've gotten to go to the show a few times.
Wow, that seems fancy. What's the coolest thing for a normal person about going to the Oscars? What is that? What is that moment like?
We walk down the red carpet. There's a separate red carpet for like normal people and famous people, but still we're right there. We can see them. So that's fun. You get to feel fancy. They've got really, really nice, expensive champagne. I'm not really a champagne person, but whatever it was really good. And then we got to go to the after party afterward, and that was kind of ridiculous. We saw some, famous people dancing and performing and really good food. And
wow.
Yeah, they do it up.
Who was the worst dancing famous person that you saw at the Oscars after party?
Oh my gosh. I wasn't really paying that close attention to the dancing myself because I was never out there.
It was Kristen Wiig. As Kristen,
this is your
Wiig,
mission
for sure.
For next time.
If I get to go back. All right, I'll be on the lookout.
Report back on the worst celebrity after party dancer.
Right, honest to God, that could be a whole TikTok channel right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Well, C. Rob, it is great to have you. That is super fun and interesting. And I think our Warm It Up Chris is also going to be super fun and interesting. So, Erin, why don't you lay it on us?
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
This is the list of the worst dancers in Hollywood at the Oscar after party. You're
Submitted by C. Rob Dimitri.
How'd you know? So I was recently talking to someone about how Netflix has this habit of eating their young. They'll put these series out and then cancel them right away before they even know if they have legs or viewership or not. So what I have done is I've compiled a list of 16 Netflix shows. Some of them, oh, Jonathan looks sad. Some of them were canceled after just one season, sometimes within a couple of months after being released. And some of them have had 2 or more seasons. You're just going to tell me which one it is.
Okay.
So one season or multiple seasons.
Exactly.
So they're not fake shows. They all actually
correct.
Exist. Okay.
They are all shows that actually existed on Netflix for either a single season or more. So, Jonathan, we're going to start with you.
Cool.
You're going to get The Society.
The Society. I think that was a show about either a coven of witches or kind of like Blue Blood, old school, this is your Skull and Crossbones Club kind of thing. And I bet they did 2 seasons, so I'm going to say more than 1.
So it was originally released in May of 2019, but was canceled because of COVID, unfortunately.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, boo. I think it was something between what you said. It was like Supernatural, but also Blue Bloods, but I didn't watch it. Adam, you get Bake Squad.
This is a show that I have seen. And it's it's one of the weird non-competitive competitive cooking shows. They're all just in it together. I don't remember seeing a second season of this, so I'm going to say just one.
Well, the second season dropped on January 23rd of 2023. So you may have just not seen it yet.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to the sequel of the stoners who are going around doing things together called Baked Squad.
Good job. I think you're right. It's 4 professional bakers who are trying to fulfill requests for a client, but they're in it. They're working as a team. I haven't actually watched it.
Well, somebody gets picked, but there are no stakes. It's not like whoever gets picked gets $250,000. It's like whoever gets picked gets to do extra work.
Yeah, I hate shows like that.
That's like Trivial Warfare.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Exactly. All right, Nick, you get Country Comfort.
This is a category that Sarah would be so good at because she watches everything. She might not remember it, but she watches all of it. It's just background noise that she has. I'm going to say 1 season. I've never heard of it. What was the name of it again?
Country Comfort.
Country Comfort. Oh, that's interesting. See, now I'm playing a different game. What is the show that I've never heard of?
It sounds like a combo show with Paula Deen and Martha Stewart, trying to make something really nice.
See, I went a different way. I went, it's the wife of a drug kingpin, a meth kingpin. And it's her living with the family. It's like a Sopranos, Edie Falco-esque focused show. But yeah, one season.
It ran from March of 2021 to July of 2021. It was canceled in spite of winning an Emmy.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, for cinematography or something. And I don't know what it was about, but the picture I found makes it look like a Hallmark movie. So I think it was some woman shows up and changes lives or something. I don't know.
Did Paula Deen accept the Emmy? No? Oh, that's a shame.
C-Rob, you get The Midnight Club.
The Midnight Club. Okay. So, despite the fact that I work in the biz, I'm really going to be awful at this. I don't like the Netflix interface, and I really only log in when there's something very specific that someone's told me is good, and I go to watch it. I remember the title, but I don't know. I will say The Midnight Squad has more than 1 season.
It does not. It dropped in October of 2022 and was canceled in December of 2022. I quite liked it and found out it had been canceled putting this round together. So that was a bummer.
You're absolutely right that Netflix is we have a new show. It's called Bob's, Fun Time. We just canceled it and it'll debut in 3 weeks.
Right. Yeah. They do not mess around.
What is the Midnight Squad about?
I thought it was the Midnight Club. Was it Squad?
Midnight Club. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's like a lot of squad shows.
Teenagers
Bake Club.
with superpowers type thing?
No.
No.
Teenagers with terminal. You're thinking of the something else that's not on this list. I just don't remember. Midnight Club is about teenagers with terminal cancer, which is the opposite of a superpower, and they live in this like hospice home, and they tell stories like the Midnight Society from Nickelodeon days, but also the place may be haunted, but we're never going to find out.
Oh, it's the place may be haunted. That's the magical. I'm like, it's. I did watch some of that, and it's like
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I see why it got canceled, but it was
pretty grim. Yeah.
So 5 kids get hit by toxic waste falling off a truck. One of them becomes Daredevil. The other 4 star in this show.
Well, let's move on to the next one, please.
Jonathan, we're coming back to you. We got Vikings Valhalla.
People love their Vikings,
but
it seems like so technically, Erin, are all of these the ones that are one season? Are they canceled, or is it possible that they have a second season coming?
They have all been canceled by Netflix.
All right. I am going to say this one might have legs because Vikings are popular. I'm going to say it was not canceled. So
second season premiered January 12th, 2023.
There we are.
Wow.
Yeah, Vikings are popular. I don't know why.
Vikings and zombies. Who's going to make the Vikings versus zombie war movie? Because that's going to hit.
I'm here for it.
Have the Sharknado people make that. That is going to be a huge hit.
True Blood did Vikings and vampires for a little while in some flashbacks. So that was that's close.
All right, Adam, you get Firefly Lane.
Firefly Lane, a show I have not heard of, and I assume has nothing to do with Firefly, which I
sure
have
it's just
Nathan
Fillion retires to
his country estate on Firefly Lane.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna say because I've never heard of this show that it got canceled after one.
The second part of the second and final season will launch in July.
Okay, should I watch it?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm taking that as a no.
Nick, you get 1899.
1899 was one season.
It was November of 2022 through January of 2023.
That one I had seen part. Yeah, I had read an article about like your favorite show just got canceled, and that was one that was on the list. Not that it was my favorite show; it was just on that clickbait article.
1900 is also going to be one season, and then 1901.
One is one season.
That's not bad.
2020 ran for 4 seasons. That was pretty good.
Sirab, you get Outer Banks.
Outer Banks. That's my favorite vacation spot in the whole world.
How many movies did you make there, C-Rob?
None. I just go there with my family in the summers, or we used to. I really have no idea. I remember seeing this name and thinking, oh, that's my favorite vacation spot, but I don't know what this show is. I'm going to keep guessing more than one.
The third season will drop on February 23rd.
There it is.
Nice.
That's one that Sarah actually watches on a regular basis. That's when I come to bed. That's still like she's 5 episodes deep, but has been asleep for 4 of them. Like it just keeps rolling on the TV.
Yeah,
and it does the thing that's like, are you still watching Outer Banks?
Exactly. Except, she has it set up so that it doesn't ask her that anymore. Like she'll play through 4 seasons.
Yeah,
in
that's
one.
Because it's a rude question.
Don't
judge Netflix. Jonathan, you get Sex/Life.
I do. I like both sex and life, so I'd like to keep. Can I just keep this and pass to the next player?
If you want, I don't know.
This is the one. Is this the one with like, hey, stop your camera or hit pause at minute 3:18 or something and show it to your grandma? Kind of. Is that this one?
I don't know.
No, I think it is. It sounds familiar.
It has full frontal male nudity, which is, I believe, what you're talking about, Jonathan.
Yeah. Apparently impressive full frontal male nudity as well. They made a big deal about it.
Really?
Erin is taking notes.
We gotta go.
I'm going to say 1 season.
3 minutes and 18 seconds, you said.
I'm going to say 1 season.
This third season, the second season will drop on March 2nd, 2023.
Yeah, you don't go viral. You don't go viral like that and then get canceled.
Yeah, I know. I was being contrarian.
You get an Emmy, you get canceled. Full frontal nudity, though. 6 seasons in a movie.
Yep.
Adam, you get Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop on Netflix?
Mm-hmm. Surprise. It happened.
I'm guessing this was some sort of reboot or something that I didn't hear about. I've seen the original one. I'm going to say just one.
Instincts. It was a live-action reboot that ran from November of 2021 to December of 2021.
All right.
Nick, you get The Umbrella Academy.
Oh, that's they just finished season 2, and season 3 I think comes out shortly. That is a hell of a show.
No, they've already done season 3.
Have they already done season 3?
You're behind.
I've watched it. I just forgot where we're at.
The 4th and final season was announced in August of 2022.
Yeah. No, that's a great show.
Yeah. C-Rob, you get Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. Wow, I didn't know there was a TV show of that, but I've played some of the games. I'll just say only one season.
July of 2022 to August of 2022.
Nice. In the future, all survival horror zombie video games will get one season on Netflix and then get canceled.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's probably fine. Jonathan, one more time through, you get #BlackAF.
More than one season.
This was kind of a trick question. It was technically renewed for a second season, then Netflix changed its mind, so it was actually canceled after one.
No!
Oh.
Sorry. Adam, you get Ginny and Georgia.
Another show that I haven't heard of, but I'm going to say that it got 2 and then got canceled.
I don't know if it's been canceled yet, but the second season premiered on January 5th.
Okay. I'm canceling it now.
Okay. Just
They are
calling your
shocked.
shot.
Yeah.
Nick, Teenage Bounty Hunter.
Oh, never heard of it. Love the premise. I'm going to say more than one season.
April 2020 through October of 2020. Just the one.
Oh.
And finally, C-Rob, you get Alice in Borderland.
Alice in Borderland. Yeah, I've heard of that one too, but I know nothing about it. Feels like more than one.
The second season was released last December 22nd. I'm watching it right now. It is violent. And that was Warm It Up, Chris.
All right, good job, everybody.
Yay.
Who did anybody stand out there? Did anybody get all theirs right? I know I didn't.
You got more. Y'all collectively got more right than wrong.
That's damning
Jonathan
good faith
got-
praise.
Yeah, I felt like I was
Jonathan, you got
coin
one.
tosses.
Yeah, Nick got 3. C-Rob
three.
got 3. Adam got 2. So
That means
all right,
that
we got a
means
tie.
team gonna win went 6 out of 8 on their guesses.
It just means Team Gonna Win watches too much TV.
Well, Nick, I did think that we got the 2. I thought.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, the only 2 that I knew with certainty.
There you go. All right. Well, today's game, it's going to be episode number 416. That means we're on the main feed. So a big thank you to everybody who's listening today. If you are listening and you want more shows like this, we have lots more for you. You can sign up as a sergeant at trivialwarfarearmy.com in order to get access to our full archive of episodes. And you can sign up as a lieutenant or higher if you want to be awesome like Adam and C-Rob and get invited to come on the show. So that is fantastic. You can do both of those things at trivialwarfarearmy.com. I also want to let you know that you can play along with today's show using the Triviamatic app. Just go to your App Store or Play Store and download Triviamatic, hit the Play Now button, and insert this code, 258684. That's 258684. And you will be able to play along with today's game as we play it. So today's game, it's going to be Nick and C-Rob versus Jonathan and Adam. Erin is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
All right. Round 1, question 1. We've got current sports.
Sports.
With his announcement in February of 2023, what athlete has officially retired more times than Aaron Rodgers has won the Super Bowl?
You have meow meow, C-Rob. Do you know this? Do we?
I assume that what I just texted you is what we're getting at.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we could probably 3, 2, 1 it. Right?
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page with this one.
It's more fun
Aaron.
because then if we're wrong, then
Right.
it's
Amazing.
also more fun.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Brady.
Tom
Brady.
F. and Brady.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Brady is correct, but y'all all knew that.
Yeah.
Round 1, question 2. Good morning, all. The category is literature.
Did you say literature?
I did. Called Hygge, Haigha, in Through the Looking Glass, the mental state of what character appears dependent on what month it is?
Are you saying Hygge is the name of a character? When you say
Yes.
called Hygge? Okay.
All right, we are locked.
We're locked in. Beat you.
No,
Oh, damn.
you definitely didn't.
Nick
You
said it
absolutely
first.
did not.
All right. So the two main suspects are the Mad Hatter and the Cheshire Cat. We went back and
then
forth.
my third suspect, because we were talking about months, and he does have a month in his name, was the March Hare. But
I don't think we turn into the October Hare when it's a different month, So between the two, Mad Hatter seems like the most obvious for a round 1 question because his mental state is called into question in his name itself, and we never knew his name. The Cheshire Cat, on the other hand, is crazy as beep, but it's never actually
consistently
preferred. Yes, exactly. So when push came to shove, we ended up going with the Mad or maybe just the Hatter sometimes, depending on the month, we hope.
All right. See, Rob and Nick.
We were eerily similar in some of our conversations. However, we went in a slightly different direction. Our 50-50 was between, obviously, the Mad Hatter and the March Hare. There's the whole Tea Party scene in Alice in Wonderland where they're talking about birthdays and half birthdays and what month were you born and all of that stuff. And while the Mad Hatter did not seem to... The Mad Hatter was mad. It didn't matter whether the month you were born in. He was just crazy. That's like there was no.
Well, that's what we're saying, though, is maybe it's not a matter of when you're born. It's a matter of what time of year it is that you're visiting. Maybe some months of the year he's not crazy.
Look, I'm not knocking you. I'm just giving our analysis here.
All right.
Our analysis was the Mad Hatter is crazy no matter what data he's being given. Like, that's the whole point. But the March Hare, while also crazy, maybe less crazy, and he had a month in his name. So we took Adam's reason for doing it, and we went with that, and we locked in with March Hare.
Alice observes, because it is May, perhaps he will not be so mad this time. It is the March Hare.
Yay!
I hate myself.
Nice job, Nick. Nice job.
I also hate your logic, even though it's right.
Yeah.
Round 1, question 3 category is science.
Science!
Interpreting ambiguous designs as a method for assessing personality dates back to artists like Da Vinci and Botticelli, but is most commonly associated with what Swiss psychiatrist?
In our chat, it sounds like we got meow meows. You can't back out now, see Rob. If you got meow meows,
But would you rather have a toot toot, see, Rob?
do you have meow meows or toot toots?
I don't. No, the meow meows. I'm all about the meow meows.
All right, I think if you're confident, I think we go with it.
Well, maybe I don't feel so confident. I wanted your reinforcement.
All right. I'm putting the hammer back on the shelf.
Do you want to lock in, Adam?
Yes, Jonathan. I like your answer, and we can lock that in.
All right, we're gonna lock in.
Nick and C. Rob, what did you guys have and then not have meow meows on?
Well, I just interpreting designs really just screams Rorschach to me, like a Rorschach test. And Rorschach could be Swiss, I guess. And I don't have any other answer. And it's round 1. I mean, I may never get to meow again. And I already retracted it. But, yeah, I thought it was Rorschach, and you agreed.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. This Rorschach, and he is Swiss, and the only other Swiss psychiatrist I think is Jung. But when
Only
it comes
one
to
in the whole country.
the only other one, hey, I can name 2 Swiss psychiatrists. I think that's pretty damn good.
And they're both dead, so they're having a hell of a time over there now.
So yeah, but given the context of the question, it's got to be Rorschach. So also, awesome superhero.
Really not.
Jonathan and
Really,
Adam.
the antithesis of an awesome superhero.
Entertaining anti-hero.
Yeah, okay, good for you.
I'll give you that.
I'm severely disappointed in your meow meow retraction. That was a disappointment. So ambiguous designs sounded like ink blots to us, so we said Rorschach.
Yeah, you guys can debate the superhero on someone else's time. It is Rorschach.
There we go.
Hooray.
Not to be mistaken for Horseshack. Obviously from Welcome Back, Kotter.
From Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah.
After round 1, Nick and C-Rob have 30. Jonathan and Adam have 20. Still anybody's game. Round 2, question 1. Erin murders a hit.
Ooh, are we murdering?
No, I'm just going to say it. Sorry. Nah, I know. I'm literally the worst.
Erin reads the words to a song.
Yes. It may still be meet all the elements for the crime of murder. We shall see. What 1999 song contains these lyrics? You triflin', good for nothing type of brother. Silly me, why haven't I found another? A baller when times get hard, I need someone to help me out instead of a scrub like you who don't know what a man's about. And I will paste that in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
All right, we are locked in.
All right. Other team, talk it out.
It sounds like a black girl group song or a black woman individual song.
Yeah, and my first thought when you started reading the lyrics was, this sounds like a verse I don't remember from No Scrubs, but then you said the word scrub, and I'm like, is this a red herring, or is this a reverse psychology red herring, and it actually is No Scrubs?
I mean, I like No Scrubs, and I don't remember these lyrics at all.
Yeah.
I said What a Man by En Vogue, but what about Never Gonna Get It?
I feel like both of those are earlier than that. Like I graduated high school in 97. So like things that came out before 97 versus after 97, like that's a pretty good like watershed in my brain. And I feel like both of those are definitely or almost definitely ish too early to be 99.
Okay.
There's something about this that reminds me of Destiny's Child, but I feel like 99 is right on the verge of too early for Destiny's Child. I feel like that's more like
2001,
2002-ish.
What was their first hit?
The one I can't think of.
It's not Single Ladies. It's not.
No, that's and like it wasn't Independent Women. And like every Destiny's Child song that I can actually think of, this is like anti the message of that Destiny's Child song.
Yeah.
Like it's not Independent Women. It's not Bills.
Well, what other bands do you think, or bands or individuals? I mean, this is Missy Misdemeanor territory in terms of the years.
Yeah. There's something to that. Like Lil' Kim
Lil' Kim. I don't know if she was big enough to do a song by her in this game.
Gonna need an answer in about a minute.
Do we want to take the reverse psychology shot on No Scrubs?
I know No Scrubs pretty well.
Okay, and you're pretty sure that it's not.
Yeah, this does not feel like No Scrubs to me.
Do we want to go with one of the En Vogue ones then?
I mean, yeah, Never Gonna Get It, I guess, would be out of the two that I named. I just don't feel like I know
out of the
songs.
Out of the two you named, I would have gone What a Man.
You know what? I'm fine with. I don't think either one of them's right. I don't either. Know what's right now.
I don't either, but we gotta pick something. Do we want to lock in with What a Man?
Sure.
Okay. Enthusiastically locking in with What a Man.
Okay. Nick and C-Rob.
So this you said you trifling as you were reading the lyrics off for the first time, and it immediately clicked in my head. And then I went to this is TLC, No Scrubs, and then you said Scrubs, and I'm like, no, that's not how that word is used in that song. And then immediately I caught the rhythm of it. You trifling, good for nothing type of brother. Silly me, why haven't I found another? Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my...
Oh.
It is Bills, Bills, Bills by Destiny's Child.
It is. So when Adam was like, it's not Bills, 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 I'm like, are you sure, buddy? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he said that, and I immediately went, make no changes in your face. Make no changes. Continue like swiveling back and forth in your chair.
Yep. And it was from 1999. No Scrubs by TLC was also 99.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was a little earlier.
And Bills, I think was, if it wasn't their first hit, it was their second by Destiny's Child.
Yeah, it was
real early.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was off their second album, and it won R&B Song of the Year. So big deal.
Nice.
Round 2, question 2, category is medical history.
I have one of those.
In 1848, Phineas Gage suffered a metal rod through his brain, which revolutionized neuroscience. It also likely factored into the later development of what practice? The practice won the Nobel Prize for Medicine in 1949, but has since fallen out of favor due to its imprecision and general creepiness. It still appears in literature and film, perhaps most famously in a 1975 film.
I can activate the thunder drum on this one.
He legitimately has a handheld thing that is not electronic that just made that noise, y'all. He has his own brand of thunder.
Right. Adam, how much would it cost to have you come to my house and just sit by my bedside and do that every once in a while I'm trying to go to sleep?
Just travel expenses and like $20.
Okay, done.
Okay.
Is your thunder the same thing as what I'm saying, Adam? Or can you tell me what you're thinking?
Yes, it's that, and I have.
Yeah, if you have thunder, we're going for it. I just want to make sure that I'm not thinking something different.
You know what? We're locked in, so you can talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're done. We didn't even talk. I said a word and he goes, "Yup," and that was it. And
well, I said a word too, but he was thundering.
I was mid thundering. I was mid thunder drum when the word came in, and yeah, Jonathan, I am agreeing with the word that you're saying. Well, they're locked in, so we're allowed to talk. You messaged the word lobotomy to me, and I said brackets frontal if we need to be more specific. Yes. So we're locking in with lobotomy brackets frontal.
Okay. And Nick and C-Rob, what'd you guys lock in with?
TLC's No Scrubs.
Okay. That's going to be wrong.
No, C-Rob agreed with much confidence in lobotomy as being the Phineas Gage got the spike through the head.
Yes, and to steal your flavor text, which I anticipate, I think the 1975 film to which you're referring is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
There you go.
It is indeed. The correct answer is lobotomy. The 1975 film was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And as I was starting to read it, I'm like, these guys know this. I don't need to add this extra hint in here. But anyway.
Also, the look on Erin's face when you said I'm stealing your flavor text, it was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's. She literally deflated a little bit when he was. She was sitting there, her shoulders. It was you said it, and she just went.
I was actually the flavor text was about what Phineas Gage was because I was playtesting this in my office and my boss was like, I never heard about it. I'm like, yeah, he got a spike through his head and then he got real weird. My boss was like, of course he did. He got a spike through his head. Yeah.
Did everybody not take AP psychology in high school? Was that not a thing? Was
that class offered in Florida?
Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of classes that aren't offered in Florida.
There you go.
We don't have to get into that.
Yeah, the high school rudimentary mathematics.
Round 2, question 3, category is parks.
Parks?
What is parks?
Parkour.
What is the newest national park? Arguably misnamed, it was previously designated as a national river. A part of this park appears on its state's quarter, and while hunting is no longer allowed, it is a common site for rafting, climbing, hiking, and jumping off of things.
All right, we're locked in on the premise that the faster we lock in with questions, the more and more Jonathan and Adam will panic. They're falling further and further behind.
So, in terms of all the climbing, jumping, blah blah blah, it makes me think of like Grand Canyon area, which is why I went towards Snake River or Colorado River.
Well, and my thought about the newest national park, I know that the Gateway Arch is new-ishly designated a national park, but I hope people aren't jumping off of that, and they're definitely not rafting and these.
It's also
other
not a
things.
river. Yeah, she did say
Well,
river.
she did say like something about a weirdly named or something like maybe, and I wasn't sure whether to take that it's weird to call it a park or it was weird to call it a river because
I
it
got
is
the
next
sense.
to
I
the
got
river.
the sense that the answer is going to be a river.
A river.
I mean, it sounded like that to me.
Well, of the two that you mentioned, Erin, you said it's on its state's quarter.
Can you repeat the question whole cloth, Erin?
What is the newest national park? Arguably misnamed, it was previously designated as a national river. A part of this park appears on its state's quarter, and while hunting is no longer allowed, it is a common site for rafting, climbing, hiking, and jumping off of things.
So it's now a park. It used to be designated as a national river, which means it's a river, but it's probably like a long river, and so to call it a park, to call the whole river a park is weird, I think is why it's maybe misnamed.
Yeah.
I like the angle about hunting is no longer allowed, because maybe it is that would be national park status just in general. You can't. Maybe they were trying to eliminate the hunting, and that's why they made it a national park. I don't know, but
maybe.
It strikes me as Western.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know a lot about the Snake River. Tell me about the Snake River.
I don't know a terrible lot about it myself, but the Snake River, and maybe not even correct, but the Snake River and the Colorado River are the two rivers I associate with the Grand Canyon. That is only information I'm bringing to the table there.
Do we want to go?
I think the.
Oh, we're getting pupper excitement for Colorado River. Do we want to?
I think the Colorado River is the one that carved the Grand
just
Canyon.
C. Rob's pupper got excited about Colorado.
If that dog blows this game for us,
he actually can't hear you. I have the headphones on.
No, I'm pretty sure the dog said Colorado River, so we should.
Yeah,
go with
dog
it.
said Colorado River. I think let's lock in with Colorado River.
All right.
Okay.
Bitch. All right. So Jonathan, this happened about a year ago, and if you had been attending some of our poker nights about a year ago, you would have gotten an earful from Mr. Scott Barber about this.
Oh, is that a West Virginia thing?
It is a West Virginia thing.
It's not the Colorado River then.
It is definitely not the Colorado River. And I believe Aaron's clue about it being misnamed is that it is one of the oldest rivers in the United States. I believe the park was named the New River Gorge.
It is, and I accidentally made this a bit of a douchey trick question in the style of Jay Borson with the newest national park. It is the New River Gorge.
Oh,
I was never going to get there, Adam. I don't know anything about West Virginia.
And it crossed my mind. I've driven across the bridge that crosses the New River Gorge on my way south.
It's a beautiful bridge.
Virginia. Oh well.
We'll live.
Aaron also said new and river and gorge in the question.
I did not say gorge in the question. I didn't. I could have. I could have said it is a gorgeous place. I spent a lot of time there.
You could have said it was gorgeous.
Yep. Okay. After 2 rounds, Jonathan and Adam have 30. Nick and C-Rob have 60.
That is not good, Adam.
Yet.
Oh, that is not good.
Not good.
The category for round 3 is the same. Every question, the category is somewhere in Middle America, and you will understand why probably after the first question.
I'm pretty sure I already understand why.
Yeah. Round 3, question 1. In 1932, 2-year-old Omaha became only the second competitor to win what title? Previous winners were Sir Barton in 1919 and Omaha's immediate ancestor, Gallant Fox, in 1930.
Oh, you got 2 toots on this?
Definitely. I'm going to give it to you here. It is, there you go. Yeah, we're locked in.
Yeah, okay.
So Sir Barton was the first Triple Crown winner.
Okay.
But I was worried that it was going to be like one of the specific Triple Crown races versus the whole Triple Crown.
Well, if there's only 3 by then,
right?
No, it's got to be the Triple Crown.
Because the Kentucky Derby's much older than that.
Yeah, 100%.
I just didn't know about the other 2.
Yeah, no. If the number is that low, it's Triple Crown.
Okay, all right, we're good with that.
Jonathan and Adam?
Absolutely. As soon as you said Sir Barton, I knew we were talking about the Triple Crown, so we locked in Triple Crown.
Yep, it is the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Round 3.
Omaha was only 2 years old, though. Is that
That's
what
she said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I thought you had to be 3 years old. Maybe the rules were different.
The rules probably changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Round three, round three, question 2, somewhere in Middle America. Omaha appears on a list of exactly 5 nouns that also includes a homophone for a U.S. capital city, a chemical element, an edged weapon, and a U.S. state. What geographic region is most closely associated with these 5 words? I'll put that in the chat.
Activating the thunder drum on this one.
All right, type it before you thunder it.
Oh, I'm mid thundering.
You can't stop in the
I can't stop thundering. Yeah, agreed. Locked in.
Okay. Yep, we'll lock in.
All right. I think it all depends on.
Okay, we're locked in. So yes, I was going to say the second thing you said.
Yeah. How specific do you need us to be, Erin? Is which of the 2 answers that we've typed in there would you like us to use?
It is on Earth.
I would prefer the more specific one.
You prefer the more specific one, but which one will you accept?
In fact, I will not give you points if you don't say the more specific one.
Okay, so I think we started with Europe is a general region that includes this area, and then from there we went to France, but apparently that's not acceptable either.
Nope.
Yeah, so we're thinking probably these are the Normandy D-Day places.
Beaches.
What are the other ones, Nick? If you want to flex here.
No. It's Omaha, November.
Sword or saber or something like that.
Yeah.
Sword is one of them.
I think
Utah is the U.S.
Utah is the state. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one would be Challenger, Atlantis.
We're all
right, let's come on.
We're locking in with Normandy anyway.
Cool.
Yeah. The other one that we weren't thinking of is Gold. Gold was one of the beaches.
Gold.
Yeah.
That's the element. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the element. Yeah, and we said the same thing. Those were the Normandy landing beaches.
They were indeed specifically Omaha, Juneau, Utah, Gold, and Sword.
It wasn't November. It was Juneau. Okay.
Yeah. Round 3, question 3, somewhere in Middle America. The College World Series is held annually in Omaha, which means that the word Omaha is often used synonymously with the tournament. What is the 10-letter word for this type of figure of speech when a part is used to represent a whole thing?
How sure are you?
Okay, I think we can lock in.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can talk then.
I had nothing on this, so you're driving this boat.
I remember from English class there were a whole bunch of weird figures of speech with specific definitions, and I can't remember which is which, and I can't remember most of them. I know there's metonymy, which refers, I think that's when you call the king the crown.
Okay.
But the first one that popped into my head, which I don't know if the definition is exactly right, but it does have 10 letters, APOSTROPHE, is apostrophe.
Right, but isn't that? I mean, I'm being thrown because apostrophe means something else.
I know it means something else, and it also is one of these weird figures of speech. Now, there's a few other ones, and maybe some of the other ones have 10 letters. I'm not sure.
Right, like catastrophe.
No, I know it sounds weird, but I remember because it sounds weird, I was struck by, but apostrophe is just the thing you use in grammar, and that's what you're calling this part of speech. That's kind of weird.
I don't remember that class. I don't remember these words. I'm happy going with whatever you want to go with.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I'm going to remember something else, but there may very well be something else.
Lock it in. You know what? The worst case scenario, there's nothing bad about going quickly and moving on.
Okay. We shall say apostrophe.
That, sir, is an apostasy. No.
So metonymy was actually also the first word that popped into my head, but then I letter counted it, and that's not 10. So then I started thinking, and I think, Rob, you're right that is referring to the king as the crown or something like that. But then the 10-letter word that I managed to remember, which I think is what we're talking about, is synecdoche.
Oh, God dang it.
So we locked in with synecdoche.
Yeah, that's right.
It is synecdoche. And I put the letter count in there because it is very similar to metonymy. Metonymy is the substitution of the name of an attribute or adjunct for that thing, like suit for a business executive, track for horse racing, crown for king. Synecdoche is like Washington for the government or Omaha for a tournament.
Yeah.
So it's always fun when somebody in Schenectady uses Schenectady.
Thank God. thank you for saying that, because I was trying to figure out the name of the city and I could not separate it in my head to make that joke. So thank you.
Good work. After 3 rounds, Jonathan and Adam have made up some ground. They have 60, and Nick and C-Rob have 80, and also no longer have a perfect game, so the pressure is off.
Yay.
So you can feel free to miss more now that it's not perfect.
Your midpoint, and shout out to Zakiya. I texted her last night. I'm like, hey, you didn't use this midpoint, did you? These are the Grammy winners. The Grammys were last week.
God.
Yep. Yes, they were.
Yep. Carmela did the same thing for the Emmys. It was frustrating, and now I'm doing it to you. And it's actually pretty satisfying.
As the host. Yeah.
It's great. So I am going to give you the award, and you're going to give me the artist who took home the award and not the work they took it home for. So again, name the human who held the statue on stage. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, best spoken word album. Number 2, best pop duo or group. And I will tell you it was 2, and I need both of their names. Number 3, song of the year. And number 4, best new artist.
And you want artist for all of these, not songs.
Correct. Yep. Name the human or humans that held the statue.
I'm glad that little bit was able to help, by the way. I was like, I feel like there's something here that's familiar, but I know it's not the whole thing.
No, that totally got me there.
Just for clarification, because I'll be honest, I don't exactly know how these awards are specifically titled. It was the best audiobook narration and storytelling recording. I believe is the technical title of that
That's
award.
the one that I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm not going to get it. Do we want to look in with our 3 real answers and your 1 joke answer?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we're locked in.
So we're pretty sure on some of these, and we are less sure on other ones. So best spoken word album, that was pretty much an insta-get. That was the last piece of the EGOT for Viola Davis. So We're going to lock in with Davis on the spoken word. The pop duo, you were strong on your thunder here.
That is the TikTok hit Unholy, as performed by Sam Smith and Kim Petras, I'm pretty sure.
All right, so that's your duo there. Song of the year, we went back and forth a little bit. We ended up on I don't know if it was shocking to anybody else, but it was shocking to me that Bonnie Raitt was still around and winning Song of the Year in 2023. So we locked in with Bonnie Raitt there, because I literally remember seeing that and going, I'm sorry, who? There's no way.
How old are the Grammy voters?
Yeah, obviously. And then best new artist, we weren't 100% sure on this, but you remembered at the very least one of the nominees.
Well, yeah, I remembered 2 of the nominees, and I knew one of them didn't win. So my only play was to guess the other one. And I definitely saw this happen. It's just that's how quick stuff goes out of my brain. Right. So we said Lotto.
It's Lotto.
Lotto, yes, is what we said for best.
So this is a lotto pick of an answer.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, Jonathan and Adam, what did you guys say?
That answer is filled with big Nick energy. That's what that is.
All right.
So, yeah, I can tell you several people that were nominated but did not win for Best New Artist. One of whom is Lotto. One of whom is Måneskin.
Yes, that was the other one I knew.
That was the other one, yeah.
Who also did not win. Wet Leg also did not win, which made me sad, as I wanted Wet Leg to win that. And I cannot remember the name of the girl who did win. She's a jazz singer. I can see her face.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, that lady. Jonathan's answer for that, which we used in the absence of knowing her actual name, is Nora Jones Jr.
Oh.
And for the other 3... it was Sam Smith and Kim Petras, which Jonathan helped me pull Kim Petras's name for the pop duo or group. That was indeed Viola Davis finishing her EGOT with the Best Spoken Word album. And my flavor text that I didn't say earlier is that they split off the spoken word that is like an audiobook from the spoken word that is a stand-up comedy album. Those used to all be one category, and they split those out this year. So there is now a spoken word category that is for audiobooks, poetry, et cetera, and another one that is for stand-up albums. What was the 4th one? Song of the Year. Yeah, Harry Styles won Album of the Year, Lizzo won Record of the Year, and Bonnie Raitt did win Song of the Year. So, yeah, we agreed with you on those other 3.
Okay. As I think all of you correctly identified, Viola Davis did win the audiobook for reading her memoir, which I think was called Finding Me. That put her in the EGOT Club, which is why all the trivia people perked up. The best pop duo / group was Kim Petras and Sam Smith, who were dressed like the Spanish Inquisition, but who were the first. Kim Petras is trans and Sam Smith is non-binary. So they were the first duo from that community to win that award.
Nobody expected those outfits.
Exactly.
See what you did there.
Bonnie Raitt did win Song of the Year, and a lot of people were furious because she beat Taylor Swift and Beyonce and other people who have rabid fan bases. But I've read a couple of articles about why she deserved it, and I think I agree with them, having no strong opinions one way or another. And the song is called Just Like That. And then the best new artist, the name that none of you could pull, was Samara Joy.
Samara Joy, that's her. Yep.
Mm-hmm. After the midpoint, I did something when I was editing the score sheet and I screwed it up, so I'm doing it by hand now. So feel free to fact check me, but I believe Jonathan and Adam have 75 and Nick and C-Rob have 95. Y'all both picked up the same 15 points on that midpoint, so no change.
That sounds good. All right, that is the end of the first half. And before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by Every Plate. Now, I'm betting that at this time of inflation and price increases and everything that you're like me and you would like to save some money. I'm betting that's true. And if it is true, you should check out Every Plate. You'll get more bang for your bite with America's best value meal kit. That's right, it is 25% cheaper than buying the same stuff at the grocery store. And you only pay for what you need because of the pre-portioned ingredients, right? You're not having a lot of extra food sitting around in your refrigerator getting old like I do sometimes. Also, now this is really cool. A lot of us like to get in and out when it comes to the kitchen, and you can do it on Every Plate. That's right. You can get dinner set up in 15 minutes or less. They have a whole new slate of recipes that are ready. They only take 15 minutes or less, and they have things like pimento-style grilled cheese sandwiches and smoky cumin pork tacos, which are delightful. And cumin is my favorite spice, so you know I'm going to be getting my nom-nom on some cumin pork tacos. Don't forget, with Every Plate, you can swap your meals around. You can get on the website. You can add a protein to veggie dishes. You can shift your proteins, your sides. You can make it work for you. That's one of the things that makes Every Plate so great. And right now, you can get $1.49 per meal by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code TWA149. That's right. You can get started with Every Plate for just $1.49 per meal by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code TWA149. Today's the day to give it a try. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
Round 4, question 1, category is I love this so much.
Alcohol. No, I'm sorry.
Meant to pay homage to a much more successful time in the team's history, what Big Four team introduced a mascot in January who they described as, quote, a male hog with exaggerated features that are anatomically similar to the animal, including a large belly, snout, and cloven hooves. And to be clear, in this category, Big Four means the Big Four U.S. sports leagues.
Oh, okay. You got 2 toots on this?
I definitely do, and I know Nick does. Wait, you want a 3-2? I mean, we can 3-2.
Are you you're just trying to give me hints as to what it could be? I have no idea.
Yeah, there's no way you know what this is.
We can 3-2-1 if you want.
Yeah, do you want the mascot or do you want the team?
The team.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
The Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Major Purdy.
Tutty. I thought it was Tutty.
That is
Tutty,
it is
Major
Tutty.
Whatever it is.
Take points away from me. Called him Purdy.
It's Brock Purdy, the quarterback of the soon-to-be quarterback of the Commanders.
No. You get -5 for misnaming the mascot in your own hometown team. The only reason I knew the answer to this is because it's Nick's hometown team, by the way.
You were paying attention.
Yes, because y'all heard talking about this stupid pigman mascot.
So it's just like everything else the organization does. They screwed it all up by
It's incredible.
they're being sued by the players who were referred to as the Hogs because of this. Right? It's like they can't do anything without a lawsuit.
As a Giants fan, Major Tuddy is my favorite thing to happen in 2023.
Wow.
And the Giants went to the play. The Giants finished like 10-7 this year.
Yeah. No. Major Tuddy is better. Round 4, question 2. Category is thanks, Internet. Although they are denying it, some major auto insurance companies have been refusing new policies for older models of what make of car. This is in response to a TikTok challenge, which teaches people how to steal them because they are lacking in safety features.
Oh, shoot. But you want the make, not the model?
Correct.
Oh, just a make. Okay. In that case, Jonathan, do we want to lock in with?
Yeah.
All right, we're locked in.
Okay.
So what makes you say Hyundai?
What makes me say Hyundai or any of those things? I don't know. I don't really TikTok, but my middle kiddo kind of does, and I don't know. I try and have my finger somewhere near the pulse of what the youth.
You're not
are
filling
doing
me with confidence. Where's
I don't
the
have
Hyundai
confidence.
information coming from?
The Thunder Drum is way over here.
But I mean,
All
do
the
you
way.
have something that's making you think Hyundai, or are you just throwing a car at a wall?
I feel like I heard that once, but it's a very, very vague feel like I've heard that.
Okay, because older models,
or maybe it
could be Honda. It could be, I mean, it could be anything. Truly,
I feel like Hyundai's, or it just occurred to me that maybe it's actually Kia. I feel like have a reputation for kind of skimping on certain things. Like Hondas are well built, Toyotas are well built. Things like Hyundais and Kias, it's like I got a few corners on this.
and especially older models.
Yeah, when the
newer models, not so much.
Right. So, yeah, I feel like I'm only 20-30%.
What about something like a Nissan? Because I'm concerned that it's like, to me, it's like, yeah, but why would you want to steal an old Hyundai? And if you got it stolen from you, why do you want to get it back?
Because you can is like that's the only reason for doing anything on TikTok is like for the likes, for the lulz.
I mean, if you have something where you think you've heard it before, that's better than me just throwing a car brand out. So we can go with it. But it definitely
All right, let's.
It doesn't feel great.
I don't love it, but let's lock in with Hyundai.
Okay. We also want credit for Hyundai if that's right. Or Hyundai.
See, Rob and Nick, what did you guys say?
We said Hyundai, which is totally different than what they said. No, actually, Erin, I'm really interested to see how you rule here, because I believe that Hyundais are part of the whole TikTok thing going on.
Oh, is it Datsuns?
But no, it's called the Kia Challenge. So Kia is the answer that we locked in with, but I believe that Hyundai cars are included in the workaround that allows you to steal it. Like there's something missing from both Hyundai cars and Kia cars that lets you like plug in a USB and steal the whole thing. But they call it the Kia Challenge.
They do call it the Kia Challenge, and while y'all were talking, I looked it up, and insurance companies are denying policies to both Kia and Hyundai, so I did accept both.
Hey! Job.
All right.
Everybody wins.
As some flavor text, when I asked this question in my game, I found a quote. James Bell, a spokesperson for Kia, said the insurance company's move impacts certain Kias built between 2011 and 2021 that are equipped with a steel key to, quote, insert and turn to start the ignition. And that made me so furious because they're talking about a beep car key like it's some ancient artifact that no one knows how to use. So I took personal affront to that article.
And you did in a chat that I'm in. Which is probably where I read this stupid article. Beep.
That's right. I was so angry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jonathan's in the chat too, so it's equal.
Erin, you've got to quit asking questions that you chat with Nick about in advance.
Well, you're in that chat too, buddy.
I have given up on keeping up with y'all. Every day is way too much for me.
It is. Okay. Points all around. Round 4, points. Question 3. The category is art.
Okay.
Leonard Street in Tribeca is the home to the newest sculpture by what artist? It is strongly referential of another sculpture by this artist, which was revealed in 2006 in another world city, approximately 800 miles to the west of Tribeca, in case that's not clear.
Yeah, if you're confident because of that, then I'll go with you.
Yeah, we'll lock in.
Okay.
I hate the fact that we didn't get to lock in first here because I don't want to do this on a microphone.
Tough.
We haven't done much microphoning. It's fine.
Yeah. So 800 miles west of Tribeca would be Chicago, right?
And my injection into our conversation was that I thought World City seemed to be cluing something international, which would have to be Canada. So it would be perhaps west-northwest, perhaps.
Yeah, but 800 miles west on so if you go Chicago line and then you go up, like Montreal and Ottawa are to the east and Winnipeg is to the west. There's no I mean, it is possible that this guy has a sculpture in some like no-name city in the middle of Canada.
I gotcha.
But I feel like Chicago came to mind, and when you think Chicago and sculptures, you think the Bean, and then obviously the Bean was made by which is our answer. But yeah, the oh God, I was there.
No, I'm sorry. I've read the person's name several times, and it's not coming to me.
Yeah, it's I was there, and the plaque, and on the plaque it said Amish Cobble, Amor Cobble, AK. That's what his friends call him.
So
need you to be more specific.
So Kapur is the first thing you said.
Yeah,
you don't think that's right?
CAPUR or KAPUR.
But we're not thinking of that other Kapur guy who I don't know well, are we? Isn't he an artist though?
Who's the other Kapur guy?
The guy.
Wait, who's the Kapur guy that I'm referring to?
Well, I only know one Kapur.
Okay,
it's the guy who they got enough. He has that rivalry with that other guy about the black color that's really black. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry.
He had this rivalry with this other guy about the black.
There's this color. It's like the darkest color, and like one of them's not legally allowed to use it or something.
Oh, yeah. And people, the guy who made the Bean, people hate him. Like he fights with everybody.
Well, then I think we should say Kapur. I think that's the guy in this fight. I'm sure of that.
Okay, then let's say Kapur and lock in and be done.
Okay.
Adam and Jonathan, how does that make you guys feel?
Damn it.
Vanta black and super hot pink.
Yeah.
Whatever the pink color is.
Stuart Semple is the other guy in that fight. And neither of them come off looking like good people. Yeah, 2000. I actually wrote a question in my game about the Bean a few weeks ago. So I remembered that it was revealed in 2006. And New York City is about 300 and some miles to the east of me, and Chicago is about 300 and some miles to the west of me. So 800 miles from New York to Chicago sounded about right. And we thought you were just trying to be vague and tricky with this world city thing, because we thought about Canada too. And I managed to talk Jonathan out of Canada. So yeah, this is Anish Kapoor, I think.
Anish Kapoor.
It is Anish Kapoor. You guys were stressing me out with that World City, honing in on that, because both of y'all did that. And I'm like, oh, no, was that an accidental red herring? But there's no Canadian city there. I read an article recently about Anish Kapoor sort of in defense of him, and how like Vanta Black is not a color, it's a technology. And the company gave it to him because it's just easier to give it to one dude than let everyone have access to this technology. And Stuart Semple is kind of like...
It's also really dangerous.
Yeah, it's used for like satellites and space stuff. Like it's not a toy. And Stuart Semple is just kind of monetized or capitalized on this perceived selfishness of Kapoor. I don't know where I stand on this whole thing. It's a fairly low stake situation, but it's interesting. And
I used to be very anti Anish Kapoor in the whole situation. And then I want to say it was probably the same thing that you read. And it kind of emphasized that Stuart Semple is basically monetizing the beef to get his name out there and like
It's working.
yeah, it's working. I now can remember.
I couldn't
now
remember
can tell
his
you
name.
both of
I
their
only
names.
remembered Kapoor's name.
I think of Vanta Black as the flexible holes in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like you could stick it on a magnet and then slip through it to get out.
Yep.
Yeah,
100%.
Kind of.
yeah.
That's not as dissimilar as I kind of want it to be. I don't quite understand how the technology works. At the end of round 4, Jonathan and Adam have 105. Nick and C-Rob have 125. Y'all were both perfect on that round.
Stop being
Good job.
perfect, y'all.
Yeah.
No.
Except for you, Adam.
We
You
need
keep
you
it
to
up.
make mistakes.
I says, Jonathan, I try to stop, but you can't stop.
Round 5, question 1. Category is plants. Plants. A national park in southeastern California gets its name from a particular type of flora, Yucca brevifolia, which is better known as what? At 795,156 acres, it is the 15th largest park in the country, meaning that if you lost something there, you could search for days and still not find what you're looking for.
Oh, I hate you, Erin. It's definitely what I just said, Adam.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at what you just said. It's definitely what you just said.
All right, we're gonna lock in.
Let me look at it. Oh yeah, it's definitely that. We can lock that in.
Yep.
And I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Good clue. Love it. Great clue.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Joshua Tree. we actually didn't have it immediately until that clue.
That's why I hated it.
Yeah. And I was ready to be upset about Rob getting the Southern California con, but yeah.
Well, I would have gotten there eventually, but it probably would have taken me a little bit.
Right. Yeah, that's what he said
ago.
in the chat was like Southern California parks. I should know this. Give me a second.
Remember a couple weeks ago I told you guys I wrote a profoundly stupid question that I was saving for an episode?
That was it?
This is it. This is it. The answer is
Beautiful.
Joshua Tree.
Well, we never gave our answer.
Beep.
Sorry.
Tree. That's okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I was going to point out that I've literally driven through Joshua Tree. I'm not sure if it was the park, but we were surrounded by Joshua trees. Me and Addie Lewis and Gary Middleton and Jeffrey Seguritan road tripped from Vegas to Grand Canyon, and I had to drive through Joshua trees to get there. So that is the reason that I remember that answer for sure. Without the clue, Nick.
It was such a stupid clue, though.
Great.
Yeah. Thanks. Round 5, question 2, history.
History.
Born George de Valero in October of 1882, and later changing his last name to de Valera, he was a politician who served as the second prime minister and third president of what country?
Yeah, go for it.
We're locked in.
Right?
Yeah, we're sort of at sea here. Based on his age when he was born, I figured this country had to come into being like maybe in the 30s or 40s, maybe the 20s. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure his age when he was born was 0.
Right. Based on his age when he became a successful politician.
Right.
Nobody said he was successful.
And the name sounds vaguely like something you would see in Latin America, yes or no?
I mean, De Valera, sure. I mean, the first thing I thought was Spain, maybe Catalonia, but that's not independent. I mean,
right.
Spain was independent long before the 1930s. You said Mexico.
No, it's way too late for Mexico, I think.
Except, I don't know. Mexico's one of those things that they've declared independence multiple times. So
okay. Well, I mean, we
could
could just go with that if you want. Because
that was what popped into your head. I don't want to poo-poo it based on my terrible recollection of things.
I just think it's way too late. I'd almost rather guess a random South American country that wasn't independent in the 1800s, but we can just say Mexico because I'm pretty sure they had both a PM and a president at some point. I thought.
Okay, well, if I mean that seems like a lot of information that fits. So yeah,
Okay.
Let's go with that.
We'll just say Mexico.
Okay. Jonathan and Adam.
If there was one thing I could contribute to this, Adam, it would be to refute Mexico. I could refute that one all day long. So you didn't have to worry about that one.
Well, based on his age when he was born, which was 0, yeah, we likewise assumed that this is somebody who became the leader of something in 20s at the earliest, maybe 30s or 40s. And for some reason, a thing that popped into my head, a part of the world that's not South America where there are a lot of Spanish names is the Philippines. And the Philippines would have been starting to be independently ruled maybe not for the first time, but after World War II. So I thought that kind of tracked with the time frame that's a country that would have been having presidents and or prime ministers for the first time around the time that this guy was of age to do that. So we locked in with the Philippines.
All right. 10 points to Orange Cat. The Philippines became independent in 1946 from the United States. Mexico's history is way too complicated for me to get into with a pithy soundbite. This was really fun watching you guys work through this because all of you identified the approximate years and a prime minister and president, like what country. What threw you guys is the fact that his name does not sound like he's from the country he's from. His first name is Eamon, and he was the second prime minister and third president of Ireland.
Oh.
You
Wow.
could have given me 180 guesses at it, and I still probably wouldn't have gotten it.
This is one of those questions. And Nick's response was, I'm going to start naming countries. You stop me when I get to one that sounds good, which is an awesome approach to this question. This is one of those things that, like, I know who Eamon de Valera is because I lived there. And it was just something that was so much in the zeitgeist that I have no way to calibrate how much people know about him. And apparently the answer is nothing. And now you all know.
Changed his name from De Valero to De Valera because it sounded way more Irish that way.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
This is, what it does tell me is that I need to do more research on Erin because I knew you lived in Ireland. But yeah, if there's a question that seems to come out of left field, just relate it to your life in some way.
It's probably Ireland or booze, right?
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
basically, same idea.
Same answer.
Round 5, question 3. The category is the cost of healthcare.
The answer is a lot.
$1 million.
Lock it in. Pre-call. Although she was not, to my knowledge, a licensed practitioner, what was Lucille Van Pelt's stated rate for psychiatric advice? Given the current cost of healthcare, she was charging peanuts.
I can meow that to the end of the world.
Yep.
I think we're ready for it. Yeah.
All right, so you're locked in?
Yeah, we are.
Is it 5 cents or 25
Or is it-
cents?
I was thinking, is it 5 or is it 10?
10 could be either. Yes, I mean I knew Lucy.
Yeah, this
Von
is
Pelt
Lucy.
From the,
This
from
is
the
Lucy
get.
from Peanuts. And this is her psychiatric help booth.
I've given this as a gift before, a little toy version of this.
Oh, nice. I feel like 25 is too much. Yes, I would not pay a quarter for psychiatric help. Yeah, I feel like in my mind's eye, I feel like it is 5 cents, and I was between 5 and 10, and you were between 5 and 25. So I feel like we both liked 5. So do we want to lock in with 5 cents?
Yep.
Locking in with 5 cents.
Okay. Nick and C-Rob.
Unfortunately, y'all have locked in correctly. It is most definitively 5 cents, please.
That is where C-Rob gets his counseling from.
You would have felt like a real blockhead if you'd missed that. The answer is 5 cents. And I know the easy ones are supposed to go at the beginning, but this was also a stupid question that I loved, so I stuck it with the other stupid question I loved.
That's a good question.
To bookend a hard question. Thanks. It was really fun when I asked it live, watching the penny drop around the room. Round 6, I'm going to give you guys 3 before and afters. I did this before, and they seem to go over pretty well, and they're fun. This is 2 clues that are sandwiched together into an awkwardly worded sentence. Your job is to give me the answer to the 2 clues with the overlapping word. You guys are familiar with these, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
What's our score check on round 5?
Oh, sorry. Jonathan and Adam have 125. Nick and C-Rob have 145, and Orange Cat has 15.
Go Orange Cat.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Go us.
Bad Orange Cat.
Bad Orange Cat. Round 6, question 1, before and after. Anthony Burgess's Droogs will tape your eyes open and force you to watch a Netflix original prison drama produced by Genji Kohan.
Yep. All right.
You're
Yep.
locked in.
Beep. I gotta.
You can have thunder after being beat to the lock-in?
Meow after the
Post meows.
So
Those
much
were
meow out of C-Rob.
Jonathan, those were a lot of words to type into the chat. Okay.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
C-Rob immediately
Sure.
got it before I asked for the repeat. But go for it.
3, 2, 1.
A
Clockwork Orange is the new black.
Is the new black.
That was ponderous, but it is correct. Good job. Before and after number 2. According to rumors, a British-American rock band's favorite comfort food can trace its origins to a 14th century Italian cookbook.
You know what I mean? I'm sure we can lock in. I'm just going to wait for you to type since you're going for it. Agreed. Locked in.
Okay. I still don't get it.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, we're locked in, so you guys can talk.
Explain it to me. Rumors is Fleetwood Mac. I got that.
Yes, Rumors is Fleetwood Mac, and the ultimate comfort food in all of the universe for all time is macaroni and cheese, right?
Sure, but what's the 14th century Italian cookbook?
Well, I guess that's the origins of macaroni and cheese, which is interesting trivia I did not know.
Okay,
what other food are you going to begin with? Either Mac or perhaps Wood Mac?
Yeah, no, I say we go with it.
Wood Mac souffle.
Honestly, I love the before and afters. I've never been this bad at them. Like I feel punch drunk by these before. Like everybody else is like, oh yeah, super simple, and I'm still trying to decipher the wording of this.
The wording of that is just she gave you extra information about the same food, but she didn't change the food.
Yeah, no, I know. It's one of the things they say about Jeopardy is like the people that are best at Jeopardy are the ones that can eliminate all the extraneous information and just focus on like the question itself. Hey.
That dog hates you, Nick.
Sorry.
And I cannot for the life of me focus on the question itself here, but that's cool because my partner can, and we answered whatever he said.
Fleetwood macaroni and cheese.
There you go.
Yeah, and we
Jonathan and Adam?
We locked in with Fleetwood mac and cheese.
Okay, and it is Fleetwood mac and cheese or Fleetwood macaroni and cheese. Yay. And finally, number 3, the British actor behind George Smiley and Herman Mankiewicz really enjoyed reading a Pulitzer and Nobel Prize winning novella about an aging fisherman who's gone 84 days without catching a fish.
Yeah.
I'm very confident in that, Nick. I'm extremely confident.
Fine. I'm still parsing it, but you this is obviously your round, and I am excited that you are my partner, and we are locked in.
Okay. I like where you went with that, Adam. So
did you see, Jonathan? Did you see Mank? I did not see Mank.
No, of course not. I don't watch.
Okay.
Much. People always ask me, "Did you see this? Did you see that?" The answer is almost always no.
Yeah. Well, the second half of this obviously is The Old Man and the Sea.
Right.
And having not seen either of these movies or knowing who, I know who Herman Mankiewicz is. It's the guy who's the lead character in Mank, which I did not see. What I typed in the chat is, is this Gary Oldman and the Sea?
I like it. So Gary Oldman and the Sea.
So we're locking in with that. This is Gary Oldman and the Sea.
Nick and C. Rob?
Well, I'm so sad that I wasted all that time actually watching Mank and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh, that's the other one.
To give me too much knowledge when, yes, you could have just done what y'all did and gotten it right. We said Gary Oldman in the Sea.
And it is Gary Oldman in the Sea.
That's kind of brilliant. That's the best. That gets the points for most
the best one of the 3
and best of the the 3 befores and afters is.
Thanks. Also pretty stupid.
I'm just impressed.
I love these.
She writes so many gauntlets that she's just throwing them in as round 6 from now on.
All right, so no change in the scores. We all did pick up 30 extra points to wager with. After round 6, Jonathan and Adam have 155. Nick and C-Rob have 175. Place your bets.
We need a category for the gauntlet.
Your gauntlet category. I remembered eventually. Your gauntlet category is potent potables.
Oh, no.
All right, we're locked in.
Hold on. I'm being very stupid right now. Sorry.
That's fine.
I need just a moment to unbrain myself here. Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
All right, our wagers locked in.
Question 1 in potent potables. According to my bartender friends, the most commonly ordered drink of 2022 was an espresso martini. What Italian city claims to be the birthplace of espresso? The city is known for its rich culture and history, has hosted assorted athletic events, and is often associated with a long piece of linen with the negative image of a man on it.
You're good. You're good with that. There's no other answer, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with ours too.
Do we want to officially say what I said or what you said, or does it matter? I'm not
Erin?
100% sure.
Yeah, Erin's in the chat. Are we good?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
We are locked in.
Are they having the same the same debate as we are?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter?
Same answer. Doesn't
All right.
matter.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We're locked in.
Take some of the drama out of it. Number 2, Potent Potables. Shakespeare's witches brew up a gross-sounding potion and end their recitation of the recipe with the declaration, "Something wicked this way comes." Who is the next character to enter?
Oh.
Did you say the next character to enter or the next person to enter?
I said the next character, but it doesn't change if you put the word person in there.
Okay. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I mean, this is one of the plays that I know best.
Yeah, I mean, me too. And here's my issue. Hold on.
I like the Triple Lindy. That's one of the plays I know best.
Triple Lindy isn't a play; it's a dive.
It's a play if you enjoy what you're doing.
I like the flea flicker.
Yeah.
Did y'all lock yet? Y'all haven't locked yet, have you?
No.
I think we're about to. Give us a sec.
Okay.
All right, we're locked in.
I'm gonna be so angry when I get a Shakespeare question wrong.
I'm sorry.
It's
sorry.
fine. It's not
Say
your
the
fault.
magic words, Nick.
We are locked in.
Locked in.
Question 3. When a bartender asks me how much olive juice I want in my martini, I usually respond with an answer based on the Hays Code, which was a set of guidelines designed in 1934 to govern what industry? A similar scale was adopted in 1968 and is still in use today.
All right, we're going to lock in.
Yeah, we can lock this in.
I mean, see, Rob, if it's your industry and you use the code now, then yeah, let's.
Well, we don't use it anymore. But I mean, this would be pretty humiliating if I missed this one.
But like Nick missing a Shakespeare question.
but yeah, let's miss both those questions. That's really great.
Totally fine.
But I mean, yeah, my brain is a morass. I have no idea. Like sometimes it just messes up really easy things that I thought I knew. So.
No, that's totally fine. I mean, it says it's still in use today. If you're not using it, you might be in violation.
Well, so no. A similar scale was adopted in 1968, and that's referring to the MPAA rating system.
Yeah.
Right. And in 69, then Midnight Cowboy won as an X-rated movie, and that's never happened again.
Okay. So go ahead.
So we will say the cinema, the movies locked in.
Just say we're locked in.
Oh, we're locked in. Sorry. Edit that out.
Say please. Jeez. Joel's like, hey, what the
beep? Beep. Joel, do your job.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's why we can't have nice things, Joel.
Exactly right.
Back to the top. According to my bartender friends, espresso martini is super common. What city claims to be the origin of espresso? Jonathan and Adam, let's start with you guys.
We had different answers that are apparently the same.
Yeah, we had Turin and or Torino, thanks to the shroud and the athletic things.
Which
we
is
did
wildly
successfully
different.
avoid Totino's, though, which was also
It's wildly different from our answer of Torino or Turin. So
it's in a trivia game where it had never occurred to me that Turin and Torino are the same thing that I once learned. So
You guys had identical conversations to an identical... nope, sorry. Question 2. It's my first day on the job. After the witches say something wicked this way comes, who shows up next? Jonathan and Adam.
Y'all know way more Shakespeare than we do. Way more.
And like I read this in high school. High school is beyond 25, approaching 30 years ago at this point, which makes me feel really, really old. We talked about several different characters. We talked about Macbeth. We talked about Lady Macbeth. I thought for a minute that it was a ghost, but then we decided it was somebody human. Jonathan was most persuasive about his favorite answer, which was Lady Macbeth. So we locked in with Lady Macbeth.
And my favorite answer is not based on knowledge of the play. It is based on simply something wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Nick and C-Rob.
So this is much harder than it should be.
Not your fault, Erin. This is Nick making it harder.
Yeah.
He's worried about TV shows and adaptations instead of reading the freaking book, Nick.
No, because
Even if it was my fault, I'd happily take credit for making Nick's head
For
hurt.
making my head hurt.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's great. It's bonus.
You have to get in line. The issue is that it's not the opening scene. Something Wicked This Way Comes is not how Act 1, Scene 1 ends. The witches are on stage. They do a thing. They go away. Then Duncan comes on stage with his lieutenants, and then they go away. And then the witches come back, and Something Wicked This Way Comes is like the end of. It's like Act 4. It's like late.
Well, no, it's not Act 4. I think it's still Act 1. But
okay.
But now you're kind of convincing me that I might be misremembering the play.
It doesn't. So let's hear the answer.
So the answer we gave, because Something Wicked This Way Comes refers to the antagonist of the play, and we went with after Something Wicked This Way Comes enters Macbeth, and that's what we said.
Jonathan, are you trying to tell me you didn't enjoy that walk through a play that's like 800 years old?
No, it's not the walkthrough. I don't mind. It's the second guessing the answer during the giving of the answer.
I'm sorry. He wants me to second guess later. I'll do it later.
Right. On your own time, Nick. The Hays Code was a set of guidelines designed to govern what industry? Jonathan and Adam.
That was the precursor to the modern film rating system about things that you were and were not allowed to show in the movies. So we said the film industry.
Nick and C-Rob.
Yeah, we also said the movies. I watch a lot of movies that were under the Hays Code, and people don't do much kissing and they sleep in separate beds and all sorts of really quaint things like that. So yeah, we said the movies.
Right. And now we get to do answers. We're going to start with the two y'all agreed on. The city that claims to be the birthplace of espresso is Turin or Torino. You guys had identical conversations about the fact that it's one city with two names.
Would you have accepted Totino's?
As a bribe?
No. Yes.
Yes. Pizza
Snacks
rolls.
always accepted as bribes.
I literally made those for Ash for lunch today. It was the first time he had ever had them, and
did he burn his mouth?
Changed his life.
He did not burn his mouth because I waited to give them to him until they were settled. But yeah, he has now declared that he would like this every day when he comes home from school.
Smart kid.
Yeah, I said that is the correct answer.
You guys knew that the Hays Code originally governed movies. Now it's the MPAA ratings. They'll ask for dirty. I will ask for a dirty martini. They'll say, "How dirty do you want it?" And I say PG, and that usually gets me exactly what I want. And finally, Shakespeare, The Witches. This is Act 4, Scene 1.
Oh, no, you were
Toilet
right.
Trouble.
Wow, good job.
Something Wicked This Way Comes. The next line in the play is Enter Macbeth.
Yes! Way!
God. Beep, beep.
And Jonathan, I hadn't seen y'all's discussion about being a ghost, which is why your question about person or character threw me so much. I'm like, it's the same thing.
I knew you
sorry.
had
Yeah,
it wasn't a problem.
No,
Yeah,
it's
didn't.
okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Jonathan and Adam, what was y'all's wager?
Our wager was high. We went 114.
Okay. And Nick and C-Rob, this is kind of gilding the lily. Like, you guys picked up points and they didn't.
Yeah.
We only wagered 19. We did not go for the lockout. So save for a lady. Y'all almost had it.
Save for a lady.
Shakespeare's not my jam.
Nope. So with a final score of 194 to 41, Nick and C-Rob are today's champions.
Yay.
Hooray!
Yay.
Good game, y'all. Good
Congratulations.
Game. Thank you, Erin.
Y'all did deserve that.
More Shakespeare questions. Less Shakespeare. More Shakespeare. I don't know what I want.
Fewer.
Lesser.
You want
I told you never to
lessons.
call me that.
All right. Yeah, well, great job by Nick and C-Rob. Before we go, we like to give everybody a chance to do shout-outs and promote causes that they care about. So, C-Rob, as our winner, you will go first.
Okay, I'm going to say 3 little quick things. First of all, thank you so much to Trivial Warfare. Y'all have been a really super fun part of my life for several years now. As I mentioned to you in Washington, Jonathan, I think your voice kind of occupies as much brain space as all but my family and closest friends. Because you're in my car all the time. So yeah, I really appreciate what y'all do. Second, I want to promote O'Brien's Pub Quiz in Santa Monica every Wednesday night. I enjoy being an ambassador of that. No shade intended to the other folks here, but I believe we are the best pub quiz in the land. in terms of like creativity and challenge. And I try to be someone who is an ambassador of the quiz and invites people who come out here to maybe tape game shows to come on out on Wednesday nights. And I've given people rides to and from Culver City. So
What
yeah.
happens in Culver City?
Or if you're just in LA, they tape things in Culver City that people want to be on. And they tape other game shows around here too. And then finally, I just want to say my spouse, MB, does a lot of volunteer work with unhoused folks. And I just want to encourage everyone to be empathetic in the way you view this world and perhaps cast your votes. Things are really complicated and economics are tough, especially in big cities now, as I've just observed living here and looking around. So I just would like everyone to be aware of that and empathetic to people who are your neighbors.
Thank you very much. Outstanding. And Adam, over to you.
I'll give a plug to my own pub quiz, which is not as good as O'Brien's. It's definitely not. It's definitely not the best in the country, but it is the best one in town. So if you're ever in Erie, Pennsylvania, on and every other Thursday, come out to Altered State Distillery and play my pub quiz. It's real fun, and you get to hang out with me.
What day and time?
Alternate Thursdays, 7 to 9 p.m. So
beautiful.
Yeah, if any of you play Learned League, it's on the events calendar on Learned League and all of that stuff. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, I always talk about it on Facebook and Instagram and all of that stuff. So, and if you're not, you should be. And be like, hey, I heard you on Trivial Warfare. When's your pub quiz? And I will tell you. Rob talked about voting. I'll talk about voting too. It's 2023, which means it's not a presidential election year. It's not a congressional election year. But if your town is anything like my town, this is the year when we vote for things like school board and city council and all of these things that actually matter in our day-to-day lives. So go out and register to vote if you haven't. Pay attention to what's going on in your own cities and towns and get involved and be a part of that this year. Don't wait till next year.
Outstanding. All right. So that is going to wrap us up. So for Adam and C-Rob, was that a cat?
Jimmy just
all of this dog time, and now the cats are like, wait. For Adam, for C-Rob, for Erin and Nick, my name is Jonathan. This has been episode number 416 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit propodcastingservices.com.
At this time, I will warn everyone. I think some of you already know me a little bit. There are two dogs here.
I knew you were going to say dogs.
and they are going to bark at some point. There's nothing I can do to avoid it. I'm pretty quick on the mute button. It'll happen.
As long as they're not barking incessantly, I don't mind a bark or two. We can play that off and make it part of the game.
Cats will be in here momentarily, so
yeah,
we're used to it.
I mean, at least we don't have to stare at your dog's asses. We could call you Bob, but I don't think you want that.
No.
Bob.
I'm as touchy about Bob as you are about something that I won't say.
Oh, John. Yeah, no, I hate John.
Yes.
John's a bastard.
Johnny, baby.
All right, C-Rob. Tell me, which of your dogs is your favorite?
Oh, my gosh. That's just mean. And they're both listening to me right now, too. So, yeah. You know, I love you, Virgil, but you bully Belle sometimes, and so Belle gets my sympathy a little more.
I love how much he is capitulating over this decision with the dogs in the room. Whereas if you ask me which kid is my favorite, like instantaneous, and I'll tell them to their faces. You need to work harder to move up the list.
It's Asher, right?
Whichever one is not being a jerk.
It's Asher,
exactly.
right?
Whichever one's not being a jerk.
That's in it. Then sometimes it's none.
Yeah, it's usually
boy. Are those board games behind you or puzzles?
They are. They're board games. I can't see what you see because I really need a dual monitor set up. But yeah, that's my board game collection over my shoulder.
Oh, that's cool.
And
do you have a favorite over there?
No, they're like my children. They're all. I love them all. That's not true. I don't love them all equally.
Literally, C-Rob picked a favorite dog, and you won't pick a favorite game. Nick is a favorite child, and you won't pick a favorite game.
Yeah, it's a matter of degree. I was playing Scythe on Steam while I was waiting for the call to start. So that's probably my favorite in this instant.
There we
It's the
go.
most recent one I played.
That is for when you have meow meows.
Actually, as soon as you got that, I realized we needed to move on.
You trade whistle. You changed. Yeah.
I was like, nah, Nick, this ain't right. This ain't right. We can't do that.
There's no way for me to get a $2 train whistle that came directly from Amazon.
I am nothing if not flexible, Mr. Groves.
If you order it right now, it'll be there by the time the recording is over.
As soon as I order the train whistle, though, Jonathan will get like a triangle that he hangs in the window.
I have given people the option in the last couple of episodes. Do you have meow meows or toot toots? Which one do you want? we have them both over here. And Joel, I am separating. No, I guess I'm not separating. We are all on the same track today. I don't know why that is exactly.
Joel, I'm talking directly to you at this point. You need to reach out to me on Facebook, and we need to come up with some sort of active game plan to get Jonathan the hell off of Audacity and Skype and onto something that actually makes for a professional podcast.
Oh
Thanks. I'm waiting for you to hit me up.
You're such a pain in the ass.
You know what's funny though is I do it without like there's no hope of change.
I mean,
Like,
we're
now
415 episodes in, dude. This is easy.
I'm just doing it now to poke you.
Actually, something has happened. My left right. I usually am able to put us on different tracks, but not today. All right. Do y'all have? Oh, I know why it's not working. It's because I was playing with effect. So I'll give you guys a secret. My major Valentine's Day gift this year, I wrote a song. And I not only wrote a song, but I sang the song. I've been working on this for a month now, for three weeks, a little more than 3 weeks. And so last night I was in here.
Just using the lyrics from Podfest, like when you were doing that whole conversation.
No,
it's none of those. Okay.
None of those. No, I've been making an effort here. So yeah, I found that I'm not great at notes and time. So that's not good for songwriting, but I managed to make it work from feel. Anyway, that's why my system was weird. Why my setup was differently, because I did some compression and some other stuff to make it sound better.
Makes sense.
Little personal aside there. Okay, so now we're on different tracks. So that's cool. So you don't have to hear me adjusting my microphone, which I like.
Well, also, I did shave for this podcast, even though I know it's audio and not video, but y'all were going to see me. Mm-hmm. And he very much enjoys my face post shave. He will sometimes do this for like a half hour.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I need you to, no, I don't need you to focus up. You're teaming with Nick. You just keep on kissing that dog. Keep on kissing that dog.
Keep making out with my dog. Got it.
Rob's cat loves lotion and deodorant. So if like I'm wearing a tank top at his house and I go like this, she comes over and starts licking my armpit. It's weird.
Yeah,
weird
seems
cat.
like
letting her do that is weird.
You don't do it on purpose. I sit like this sometimes, and she's
the fact that you let it happen
like
long enough to know you didn't like it is the weird thing.
Yes,
it does not take long at all to know you don't like
you're
it.
No, stop that, and you move the dog away or the cat.
No, it's a cat, so it's even worse because you got the rough tongue. No, she gets shoved in the face.
No.
Well, I'll fess up to actually liking this. So.
Oh no, that's weird. That's weird. No, it's okay though. I was telling someone the other day. One of my favorite things is when Rambo like pets his face on my chin. Like I'll stick my chin out and he'll be all pushing against it like that. I enjoy that. All right, now that we've had some personal moments, let's get this thing started. Here we go.